So I think Owen is as close to an average 7-year-old little boy that there is. And I think that's great. Loves sports, can spend hours and hours and hours on Legos.
He loves his little brother, and he really likes to teach Campbell things. That's his latest, is teaching him different baseball skills, and it's cool to see the way that he's learned things from his dad, and then he's trying to pass them on. Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yep, he is.
So we were expecting our first son, Owen, and I had had a little fender bender at about 32 weeks, and my doctor said, well, let's just do an ultrasound, make sure that everything's fine. And our doctor came and told us that Owen's kidneys were enlarged. We think your baby has polycystic kidney disease, and the chances are, if he has it, that you have it as well. And shortly after that, I was diagnosed.
Polycystic kidney disease, or PKD, is when there's cysts that grow inside the kidney, and they kind of just proliferate and grow, and they get more in number. You can have many, many thousands of them on the kidney, all throughout the kidney. PKD being an entirely new concept for somebody who doesn't have any idea about it, it's scary. And the doctors were right. The first things you're going to read are not good things. They're very frightening things. And so you need to be able to ferret out what's good information as well. But that emotionally was just a big shock and confusion.
He knows he has PKD. We've always been really honest with him about that. I think because from such a young age, he was visiting doctors all the time, and he was already taking medicine. It's just been part of his daily life. Our hope is that Owen is able to live a full and healthy life, and that he never has to experience dialysis, that he never has to experience feeling so tired because of his function that he can't get up and do the things that he loves, that he doesn't have to experience having giant kidneys that cause him discomfort. And that is another thing I worry about. If my function were to decline and I were to get there, that he would be watching these things and thinking, well, that's what's going to happen to me. And on the flip side, I think about if those things are happening for him first, how unfair that I'm almost more healthy than he is right now. So it's hard as a parent, feeling like this is something that you've given to your child, you know.
We just want to outpace Owen. We want the foundation and research and science and everything to be 5 steps ahead of Owen, if that's possible.
I think for us, being an advocate feels like what we can do. With PKD, there's only recently become a treatment for it. But other than that, we can eat healthy and we can try to stay active, but we don't have another thing to do about this. So if we can go and tell people about this disease, if we can help to change the way that healthcare functions so that people with PKD are able to live longer, better, healthier lives, I think that's something we should do.
A couple of years ago, we went to the PKD conference, which was really an eye-opening experience for us. It was a very full day for both, or a full 3 days, I think, for both of us, and so much so that there's so many different talks and so many different educational opportunities that we would split up in the morning, maybe attend one talk around lunchtime together, and then come back in the afternoon and kind of compare notes so that we can get as much information as possible.
He was delving into a lot of the science, what's coming up next, and I was going to meetings and meeting other parents that have children with PKD and finding out how they're doing and the things that have been successful and helpful for their children. So it was really, really good. It was a great educational opportunity. And I think at the end of it, though, there were a few days of just kind of processing. And then we had to look back at our notes and say, okay, now what? We go up and down with how we're feeling about this disease day to day, depending on whether we've had doctor's appointments or how our bodies are feeling. But the walk is always a really hopeful day. It's just this day that people come out in support of something that's important to us. And with so many causes and things going on in the world, that people are willing to take the time to invest in this thing that affects our lives, it's really special and hopeful for us. So we went to our first walk November 2011 and met some great people and said, we really want to be more helpful next year. Please call us for volunteering. So the next year we volunteered, and the next year they asked me to speak, and the year after that we took it over.
Every year the walk has gotten bigger. We've done something else that we hadn't done the year before. And I think there's a lot of accomplishment there, but also knowing that the goal is not yet reached. And I think so it's a little bit of humility in that we're not perfect in getting things done, but how can we make it a little bit further and a little bit better every year?
We also feel really fortunate. We know that there are many people with PKD who are not able to do the things that we're able to do. We are able to still, Owen can play soccer and he can go to karate, and I'm still able to teach. And I think that while we can do those things, we should. PKD is a part of our life, the walk is a part of our life, and what we can do is do it to the best of our ability.
We're the Williams family and we live fearless.